What's up, guys and gals? Your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys Jujustu Kaisen, chapter 177, entitled, it doesn't matter what it's entitled, because you know what we need to say. There is only one 4-letter word that we need to say. Begins with an R, ends with an A, and it is RIKA! Rika, 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 boom, baby, boom, baby, boom, boom, boom. Yeah! Rika, chapter 178, no break next week. Coming to you live. Coming to you about to lay a smackdown. That's what this chapter was. This chapter was saying, hey, you're just about to be double teamed, and not in the way that any porn industry endorses, but in the way that says, shit, we got a bit of an issue. Yuta himself recognizes this and goes, alright, wedding ring time. Call in the wife. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, most of you, I assume, are not married. Some of you are, I'm sure. But I am. Married a while. And let me tell you one thing. This thing has all the power in the world. It can build an empire and take it down in a fortnight. That's just a fact. And let me tell you right now, Rika is building that goddamn Yuta kingdom. Rika is about to lay waste to these two. Let's just look at the facts for a second, okay? Let's look at the facts of this chapter. Now, was this chapter very good? Yes. Was Ryu good? Yes. Was Sky Girl there? Yes. And is Ryu's output exceptional? Of course it is. It might surpass, it's probably better than Yuta's, as I already discussed in a couple of VCs and stuff like that. Even if Yuta was able to copy Ryu's ability, sure, he might be able to do that, but could he actually garner the same amount of output? Because that's based on amount. Sort of like, if you want to think of it as a numbers game, like a mana pool, when he fires his Kamehameha hair cursed energy attack, he's using 500 points, right? Even if Yuta were to copy the technique, maybe Yuta's best could only be 200 points, right? Like, he can't, even though he's got crazy amount of cursed energy, an endless amount, if you will, it doesn't matter because he's not able to throw 500 at once. He just can't do it. Maybe, maybe not. We don't know if he can or can't, but suffice it to say, Ryo is no slouch. He's a sorcerer from the past, and we see him talking a lot about food and appetite and about being hungry. This man is basically thirsty. This man is thirsty. He's thirsty for life. He's thirsty for challenge. You know what he is? He's a mixture of Toriko meets Kaido from One Piece. That's what this dude is. This dude is thirsty for a second round. Like, as he said, like, had he died with no other, when he died, did he really have any regrets in life? No, not really. But did he live life to the fullest? No, not really either. He wants to really be truly satisfied, and in his life he was never unsatisfied, but he was never truly satisfied either. He was living in that bridge, that gray area, spelled with an E for all you Americans. It's spelled with an E, and this is what this man has been looking for. He's been looking for that last, after he ate the meal, he's been looking for the dessert. And then, of course, him and Yuta go to blows, and it's actually really impressive. Yuta hand-to-hand combat is actually keeping up with this dude. He manages to hurt Yuta pretty bad, and everyone's thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna totally change my stance. No, I'm not. Of course, this dude was touted to have some of the highest cursed energy output in the series. We were told that. I'm like, why wouldn't he be able to damage Yuta? That makes no sense. These guys are not slouches. The fact of the matter is, the facts say that Yuta killed 2 of them. Doesn't mean that the other 2 won't be a challenge. These are the Sundai colony members. They are better than the Tokyo colony members. That includes Megami and Yuta, or Yuji, just so you guys know. And this man is just going full throttle trying to defeat Yuta. He's like, Okotsu, I will defeat you. You will be my dessert. And first and foremost, craziness happens halfway through the chapter when he does Pompadour Blast and Yuta. He does some Yoda shit. He does some Yoda with Force Lightning against Emperor Palpatine shit. He's like, yeah, remember that Force Lightning thing that everybody was so scared of? Like, how do you block that shit without a lightsaber? And Yoda was like, nah, man. I grab Force Lightning with the palm of my hand, bitch. That's what Yuta's doing. Yuta's like, grab, boom. So, highest output cursed energy, and Yuta fucking... boom, baby. Bam, baby. Boom, bada, boom, boom, boom. He grabs that shit. And even Ryo is like, he deflected it. With his bare fucking hands? Are you kidding me? Like, he was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And then Yuta comes in. Boom! Slam down on the ground. There goes Ryo. Or so we thought. And Ryo says, are you my dessert? Boom! And blasts Yuta back once again. So Yuta's taking quite a bit of damage, and blocking and deflecting the blast, of course, really hurt his hand by the looks of it. Sky Girl comes in, does her fucking sky manipulation ice bullshit. And then Ryo gets involved and tries to blast Sky Girl. Sky Girl ends up deflecting the blast, manipulating the air around her and throwing it back like a curtain just right back at him. And he even admits it's the first time he's ever taken his own hit. And he goes, shit, I packed quite a punch. That shit hurt. He's doing some Escanor shit, being like, damn, my own attack back at me. Fuck, I hurt, you know? So he's doing that shit. Yuta gets back up. And at this point, here is the funniest line. Like, ladies and gentlemen, I love the last page of here because we are about to do Wedding Vows ×2. We are about to do the marriage is going to destroy these people. However, the best line in the chapter is, I assume it's coming from both of them, I'm not sure which, but Sky Girl and Ryo basically says, we have seen the bottom of your cursed energy, Okotsu. And they are so wrong. They are so fucking wrong. That line is hilarious. I would laugh if I didn't already find it so funny and already laughed myself to death over this line when I read it. I just, like, they think, they're like, he's used reverse curse technique, and he's keeping up with us pretty good, but that shit uses a shit ton of curse energy. He's got to be out of it by now. He just fought 2 out of the 4 of us, and he's still trying to fight us. He must have used a bunch of it up against the other 2. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, guys, sit down. Sit down and learn your lesson. Yuta Okotsu is about to make waves. And what does he do? He decides, no matter what happens, no matter, he considers both parties and thinks about the danger about grabbing Rika away from the stadium and stuff like that. But he decides, in the last page, he says to himself, come, Rika, all of you. And he does it. Wedding ring powers unite. All of her shall emerge. Now, I'm going to be very curious to see what the Viz translation says about all of you, because now people have been debating about the quotes, around the quotations around the name Rika every time Yuta brings her up. But in the Viz translation, those quotes are not there. Granted, I understand why people prefer the raw translations, the unofficial translations, over the Viz translations a lot of the time. Looking at you, Animal Kingdom Pirates. The fuck was that? But here, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the quotations was a red herring at best. And what does all of you mean? Who knows? All of her shall emerge. Her is now in quotations once again. Have to wait for the official viz to see what that is. Who knows? But next week, I feel that we are going to get a backstory. We're going to get the explanation. Is RIKA back? Truly, is this RIKA? Did Yuta make a carbon copy of her? Because he originally created her in the first place. Did he make a carbon copy of her, and is that just the end of it? What does all of you mean? Did he bring it back? Once again, I like the poeticness. I like the poetic idea that everyone's been talking about curses and cursed energy since the beginning of the series. Nobody's thinking the opposite. Everyone talks about demons. What about an angel? Everybody talks about good. Nobody talks about bad. You know what I'm saying? So, in that sense, I'm thinking that this is the ultimate form of RIKA. This is not a curse so much as it is a blessing. He has made a contract, if you will, with the soul of RIKA. RIKA willingly came back to Yuta, and Yuta now can control her as her most powerful form, as not a curse, but a blessing. It's so poetic. It speaks volumes to me. It makes a lot of sense. That's my theory. I know it's on the low bar of possibilities. I understand that. But I think from a storytelling perspective, it makes the most amount of sense because she loved being trapped by Yuta. We got that in Volume 0. Remember, she said, like, you caused this, but I love being beside you for the last 6 years and stuff. I wish I could continue to be, blah, blah, blah. If Yuta found a way to call her soul back, but it wasn't bound in chains. It wasn't like an Iron Maiden level shit. It was more of it was a partnership between the two of them. Then I have no doubt in my mind that RIKA would come back to Yuta willingly. And Yuta found this way in the last 2 years. He went to Africa. Maybe he discovered, maybe that's why he went. Maybe he discovered the way to do it, you know? By traveling the world. Maybe he learned different cultures and stuff and he figured it out. He figured out a way to call her soul back and bind a new contract. Make a new contract between them. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what any of this means. None of the fan base knows what this means. So we're just going to have to wait for the next chapter. But this was goddamn phenomenal. This was fantastic. I really love this chapter. Did you guys enjoy this chapter? Because I love this chapter. I think this chapter was solid. I think it was greatness. Because RIKA is back. RIKA is here. RIKA is about to just unload on everybody. You know, because these guys, remember, Yuta took out guy number 1, possibly reverse curse technique. Yuta has been holding back since we started Sunday. Reverse curse technique, held back, took damage, then used it. Then the other 2 jumped in, killed 2 people, used reverse curse technique, no RIKA. Now, fighting off against the other 2, using reverse curse technique, not RIKA, taking damage. Finally about to go all out. Like, as a Yuta simps, fanboy, whatever people want to bitch at me for being, first off, shut the fuck up. Second of all, you're just mad that this character is stronger than your favorite character. Like, sorry. And also, Yuta pretty much has been holding back this entire time. And now he's about to go finally all out. Reverse curse technique meets RIKA meets potentially domain expansion. A lot of people saying that he doesn't have it. Maybe he doesn't. But I'm going to say he does. I'm picturing RIKA opening up like the shadows like bat wings and friggin' encompassing an area and going domain expansion. Or as I already talked about in VC with Misk and a lot of other people earlier, what if Yuta's domain expansion has been active the entire time? His ability to copy and cancel out domain expansions has been his own domain expansion the entire time. It's a constant domain expansion. Sort of like how RIKA was like working like Gara's sand. Now, once again, that has about a 2% chance of being the case, but I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. What if he's been a walking, talking domain expansion the entire time? What if RIKA is sort of in a hybrid domain expansion? Who knows? I'm just spitballing crazy, less than 1% ideas, but what else are you watching me for? I'm gonna shout out Utah, and I'm gonna also create crazy theories from this old man that I am. So that's the chapter. That's the review. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget the fourth and most important thing: to drink, but responsibly, as I always do. And we will see all of you, that's right, you, back here next time for chapter 178 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Rika, 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 Rika.